Pottery is one of the oldest crafts, practiced almost since the beginning of civilization. The use of pottery was developed for utilitarian purposes, once created from any available materials, clay being the most desirable. Pottery was fashioned wholly by hand and left unfired. These useful objects served as water vessels, food containers, and often for grain storage. Eventually, even domestic purpose pottery became decorative in nature. Clay vessels may be decorated with a variety of adornments. One of the most simple, yet timeless, is the carving of floral designs on damp clay. These clean and traditional designs are found on the remnants of pottery from ancient excavation sites. The development of pottery as an established craft with unique characteristics is documented in ancient historical writings and through digs. The history of pottery and many of the innovative techniques first flourished in the Islamic lands. These developments then followed the various trade routes that began by caravan and sea trade. Eventually, the techniques spread to Europe and other lands. Some of the most intriguing of all techniques are found in the renowned developments of Persia and what was once the center of the Abbasid Empire, or modern-day Iraq. These objects can be placed into three categories: tin-glazed, luster-painted, and slip-painted wares. The tin-glazed pottery first surfaced in Egypt. The mosque lamps in the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem were produced in Istanbul. These lamps show the delicate Islamic calligraphic religious inscriptions and cloud scrolls, along with the signature design of the arabesque. These are some of the finest examples of how ancient terracotta pottery developed into what may commonly be called ceramics. The term ceramic is usually used to refer to a later development or sophistication in pottery. It is of interest to note that in many countries, such as Egypt, potters still practice the most traditional techniques. These techniques include the use of hand-thrown or terracotta vessels formed totally by hand. The original potter's wheel is still found operated by foot. These traditional methods may include the use of firing. Firing is done in a kiln, which is a high-temperature furnace that makes the pottery more durable and, when a glaze is used, imparts a beautiful shine. Although the various colors of the glazes may differ in traditional pottery, the more natural shades merely deepen the luster and highlight the mostly floral designs. Of course, there are many colors of glazes, which require a swift dip into a glaze vat. The most desirable of colors come from nature. The 7 varieties developed in Persia are still considered the best in shade. Many of these glazes incorporate varying shades of blue, varying from the slightest hint of subtle sky blue to deeper shades of cornflower blue, to the much-copied Persian blue, famous throughout the world. Once again, it is notable to recall that the internationally renowned ceramic houses of the West used techniques and colours first developed in the ancient Islamic lands. This overview of the impact of the art of pottery again emphasises the impact of the Islamic arts and their unique history.